Good evening, everyone. So, we are from Group 2, and we are going to present our academic writing research project about the use of English movies to address speaking challenges among senior high school students, a systematic literature review. Okay, so Group 2 consists of 4 members. Next slide, please. Okay, the first one is Asila Mufida Arifiani with student number ID 84, and the next one is Andini Salmaro Ganes Arswanda with student number 91, and the next one is me, Anissa Nurrahma with student number 97, and the next one is Wina Funika Milianti with student number 106. Okay, so for the first part, will be delivered by Asila Mufida Arifiani. Time is yours.
Okay, Anissa, thank you so much for the opportunity. So, the driving question is how can English teaching strategies can be designed to address speaking challenges among EFL senior high school students? And the focus is addressing speaking challenges in EFL senior school classroom through the use of English movies. And the research question one, what speaking challenges are commonly experienced by EFL senior school students? And research question two is how effective is the use of English movies in improving student speaking performance? Okay, next slide please. Okay, now I'm going to explain the method for this research, for this study. So in this study, we applied a systematic literature review or SLR as the main research design. This method was chosen because it allows researchers to collect, evaluate, and synthesize previous studies in a systematic and transparent way. It also helps reduce bias and provide a clear overview of existing research findings. To collect the data, several academic databases were used, like Scopus, Elbrick, Google Scholar, and ResearchGate. By using multiple databases, we were able to obtain high quality and relevant studies related to EFL speaking skills and movie-based learning. Okay, that's all for my part, and the next one will be presented by my friend. Okay, next is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Next is about method, search, and strategy. The search process will apply a search strategy using a combination of keywords, Boolean operators, and search strings to the research focus. The keyword will be divided into three categories, namely speaking issues, English movies, and the EFL students of senior high school. These Boolean operators were applied to combine keywords effectively and narrow down the search result to studies that closely match the research focus. And then for the main keywords is used to reflect the main variables of the research. Terms related to speaking difficulties were used to identify studies discussing students' speaking problems. And these keywords, such as English movies and movie-based learning, were applied to locate studies that use film as a teaching medium. Finally, keyword related to senior high school and EFL students ensured that the selected studies focus on the appropriate learner level. Next, please. Next is about methods screening Prisma. After collecting the articles, a screening process based on Prisma guideline was conducted. The first one is for the inclusion. Studies were included if they were published between 2015 until 2025. It should be peer-reviewed, written in English, and focus on EFL senior high school students. Only full-text empirical studies such as experimental, qualitative, or classroom-based research were selected to ensure the quality and reliability of the data. Meanwhile, for the exclusion, studies were excluded if they were published outside the selected range, not peer-reviewed, or written in language other than English. articles focusing on university students, elementary learners, or topics unrelated to speaking skills and English movies were also removed. This exclusion process helped ensure that only relevant and high-quality studies were included in the final review. Okay, so that's all from me. The next material will be presented by Wina.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So I will explain about the findings. So this table shows the synthesis of speaking challenges and improvement using English movie. And this table summarizes the findings of 6 selected studies, and the results showed that senior high school EFL students commonly face speaking challenges such as limited vocabulary, poor pronunciation, low fluency, and anxiety. Moreover, most studies indicate that the use of English movies helps improve students' speaking performance, and improvements were mainly found in vocabulary, pronunciation, fluency, and speaking confidence. Moreover, experimental and quasi-experimental studies also show higher speaking scores after movie-based learning. So overall, the table highlights that English movies are effective in addressing common speaking challenges among senior high school EFL students. Next slide, please. Okay, now about challenges. So there are several challenges in this research. First, many of the reviewed studies involved small sample size and were conducted in limited research context. In addition, most studies collected short-term data and used different research design, which makes comparison across studies difficult. In the SLR process, the number of studies focusing specifically on speaking skills was limited. Several articles also had to be excluded because they did not meet the inclusion criteria, focused on other language skills, or provide incomplete data. Okay, I think that's all from me. I will give it back to the moderator.
Okay, Wina, thank you for your nice presentation. Okay, so the next slide, it is about reflection on the process will be delivered by Wina. Okay, so Wina, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So I will explain about the reflection on the process. First, about challenges. So throughout the entire research process, several challenges were encountered. At the initial stage, defining a clear research focus and suitable keywords was challenging because many studies discussed movies, but did not specifically address speaking challenges. And during the article search and selection, only a limited number of studies met the inclusion criteria, which reduced the scope of available data. And another challenge appeared during data extraction, as some studies provided incomplete or unclear information, making synthesis more difficult. Difference in research design, sample size, and research context also limited direct comparison across studies. And next slide, please. Okay, next about lesson learned. So through this research, we learned that having clear inclusion and exclusion criteria is essential to select relevant studies and maintain research quality. The process also showed that careful study selection is necessary in conducting a systematic literature review. In addition, critical reading and good collaboration among group members played an important role in analyzing and synthesizing findings from different studies. Overall, this review provides a clearer understanding of how English movies can support students' speaking development, particularly in improving vocabulary, pronunciation, fluency, and confidence. I think that's all from me. I will give it back to the moderator.
Okay, Rina, thank you for your good presentation. So the next point, it is about alignment with learning objectives that will delivered by me. Okay, so in this point, the alignment with learning objectives in this study can be seen from both academic and practical sides. Academically, the systematic literature review helps students understand how to conduct research, especially by using the PRISMA framework in an SLR. By reading, analyzing, and combining previous studies, students improve their critical reading skills and learn how to evaluate research findings. They also gain a clearer understanding of common speaking problems faced by EFL senior high school students and improve their academic writing skills by linking research questions, results, and conclusion in an organized way. Okay, so from a practical side, this study supports learning objectives by showing how the research can be applied in real classrooms. The findings give teachers clear examples of how English movies can be used as effective learning media to improve students' speaking ability, confidence, and motivation. Okay, so by connecting research result with teaching practice, this study helped future teachers design interesting speaking activities using authentic materials that address students' real communication difficulties. Okay, maybe that's all from me. The next point will be delivered by Salma. Okay, Salma, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the great opportunity. Next is about conclusion. So, in conclusion, the systematic literature review examining the use of English movies to address speaking challenges among senior high school EFL learners. The findings show that students commonly face limited vocabulary, pronunciation, low fluency, anxiety, and low confidence, but movie-based learning provides authentic input, natural pronunciation, and contextualized vocabulary that improve fluency, accuracy, motivation, confidence, and overall speaking performance. This- Okay, next, uh, about the future research. Future research should involve larger and more diverse samples from different schools or regions to ensure that findings can be applied to broader EFL contexts. The second one is longitudinal studies are needed to examine whether improvement in student speaking skills are sustained over time rather than only in short-term interventions. And the next, researchers should apply more experimental or mixed method design to better measure the effectiveness of movie-based learning and establish clearer cause-and-effect relationship. And the last one, further studies could investigate specific movie-based activities such as dubbing, role-play, or discussion tasks, and how combining movies with digital or interactive tools may further enhance students' speaking performance. Okay, so that's all from me, and I give it back to the moderator.
Okay, so maybe that's all from us. Thank you for your all attention. Thank you very much and have a good day.